Hi friends, now we have some info about term DevOps, and also with the help of an example or diagram we have seen how it is different from traditional, right? Now let's understand the key differences between these two methodologies. Okay, now we have seen this. So in the traditional method, so there are different development team and operations team. They are working individually, and also within this team, there are sub teams and they are also working individually. There are no communication between them unless or until it is required, right? So between these, there is a release manager which works as a gate or a wall, and then they decide that whether it is a release candidate for operations team or not, and then it is released. Or if something is happens, then the operations team gives feedback to development team that hey, you need to redeploy it or redevelop it, right? Then it is again go with the code team, then build team, then test team. Okay, now in the DevOps what it happens, so basically the dev and ops team are working as a same team. The first is it is planned by some professional, then it is being coded, then it is build continuously, then it is being tested, then it is released to a production, then it was deployed, then operate to any infrastructure, and then it is being monitored, and then after monitoring it we provide the feedback to the another team within working as a same team to plan it, code it, build it, so that it makes a continuous feedback or continuous cycle for DevOps, right? Seeing the advantages, so there are many advantages comes into the picture for DevOps, right? So let's discuss about all the differences between and DevOps, and what are the advantages of DevOps over traditionals. So let's go through points by point. Okay, now the landscape of software development has evolved significantly, driven by the need of the speed, collaboration, and efficiency. So every company needs that its product needs to be super fast in, which collaborate in, and also they should be provide an valuable product. Now, basically, the two prominent approaches for this product delivery is one is traditional development model and another one is DevOps approach. So basically, both aims to deliver a high quality product, but they are different in their own scenario. So let's understand with the help of key points. So the first one is development and operations silos versus integrated team, right? So we have seen this in our PPT also. So in traditional approach, so development and team works in silos means they are individuals. Developers focus solely on writing code while operations team handle deployment and infrastructure management. There are the lack of communication and collaboration between these teams often lead to delays, misalignment, and a throw it over the wall mentality. Okay, so whatever it comes, they throw on each other that hey, it's not my mistake, it's your mistake, and it's your mistake. While in DevOps, we have an integrated teams which works closely with the collaboration. Okay, so DevOps integration development and operations into a unified team with shared responsibilities. They all have their own responsibilities. So basically what it happens, so it will result in continuous communication, collaboration, and a culture of shared ownership. So with this help of, so issues are identified and resolved more quickly. Now on the second point, so there is a waterfall model for traditional approach. You might have learned it about on your college. So basically, first one is requirement gathering, then design, then development, then testing, and then deployment, right? So if the requirements gathering is not completed, you cannot do design. Okay, and if the design is fully not completed, then you cannot do development and you cannot go to the next phase, so on. So this makes a dependable on each other phases, right? While in DevOps we use continuous integration, continuous delivery, and continuous deployment, in which they all works in the cycle in the help of the sprints. Okay, so they basically worked in the, so small coded are pushed and integrated frequently, and they worked on this and they delivered in smaller and incremental updates. Let's move to the next point. So first one is manual process. So everything is manual in the traditional. So from code testing to deployment, so they are time consuming, prone to errors, and difficult to scale. So basically the deployment bottlenecks and inconsistencies often arises while doing it manually. Whether in the DevOps, we have automations. Okay, so there are various tools for automation. If you want to do a continuous integration, then you can use the tools like SCM for GitHub, and for continuous building them, we have Gradle. You want to continuous deploy them, then you have many tools available for DevOps for automating the builds, right? Now, on the fourth point, we have reactive versus proactive incident management. So, if happens something, then the traditional approach works on it. Okay, and then whatever happens, so the development team and operation team blame on each other that hey, it's not my mistake, it's your mistake, and then the other team says hey, it's not mistake. So instead of working on the result or solution, they just start blaming on each other and create a negative impact on a product and delays delivery. While in the DevOps approach, as we are continuous monitoring it, so it is like proactive incident management. Okay, so whatever is going to happen, we know with the help of monitor, and we got some alerting system in place which helps potential issues to be identified early. Okay, so this makes DevOps more advantageous over traditional. Now the next point is rigid versus agile and adaptive. So traditional development is typically rigid with fixed plans and timelines. They often change if there are any emergency setup required for development or deploying the software. Okay, while the DevOps is being done in small sprints. So basically it embraces adaptability, allowing teams to respond swiftly to changes in customer needs or market conditions. So they have a shorter development cycles and continuous feedback loop, which makes development teams can iterate rapidly and adjust their process on the fly, whatever the need for the market. Okay. The next one is delay testing. So once all the phases are complete by waterfall model, then it is processed through a testing. While in the DevOps, testing is integrated early in the development process, known as shift left testing. Okay, so you must be aware of this term, shift left testing. So continuous testing is the term. So whatever the phases in this, you will add a term called continuous. So this ensures that bugs are caught and addressed early, reducing the chances of a defect making it to production. Right? Now, hope we are clear with this point. Now let's move on the next point. So first one is longer feedback loop, and for traditional, so feedback in traditional models is often delayed. So basically, how it is delayed? So it is only happening with the help of waterfall models. So once all the product is deployed, then we have a feedback. After all the things, all the overall code is made, created, built, tested, then we have a feedback. While in the DevOps, we have some smaller feedback for a small piece of code. If something needs to be modified after the feedback, then we push them back to development team that hey, in this piece of code we have a change, unless we need to change it for the whole code, unless traditional approach, right? So I am hoping you have learned about the 7 key differences between the traditional and DevOps, and also we have seen with the help of a diagram. So let's move ahead, and in the next lecture we will learn about evolution of DevOps, how it came in an IT world. Okay, so till then, take care.